In today's time-ticking YouTube video, we're going to be dipping into the world of Stranger Things. So stick with us through this intro, and we'll see what watches have come up against the Demogorgon. Being one of the hottest releases of the summer, Stranger Things is back and as nostalgic as ever. In the at-home cinematic world, they're no strangers to being Vice and bringing back the tech-laden 80s in their aesthetics. Featuring synth-pop soundtracks and favorite pop songs of the decade, Stranger Things is a neon-swirled coming-of-age sci-fi that is pleasing to lovers of all things 80s, retro, and stylistically cinematic. With D&D youngsters fighting the forces of evil on a damn near daily basis, it has been important for this television series to stay true to the geekdom of this American era. The geekdom is where the wardrobe shines, even in the subtlest of ways. In terms of watches, smaller motherboards and quartz movements made the 80s a great time of experimentation and digital timekeeping. Science fiction itself still feels the effects of these techie endeavors, with many current reboots and sequels being released of favorite franchises like The Terminator, Alien, Judge Dredd, etc., which feature more advanced technology than even the coolest calculator watch. This includes Stranger Things, which certainly employs plenty of techie wristwatches on multiple beloved characters. For the sake of some brevity, we will be highlighting just 3 upside-down traveling watches today. After all, it would probably take us a good amount of D&D campaigning length talking just to get through every single wristwatch featured on Stranger Things. So ahead, before any further musings, digressions, or fangirling, let's look at Mike, Will, and Dustin's digital wristwatches from Season 1 to the most current installment. The first watch we're highlighting today is Mike's Casio wristwatch, which is actually a calculator watch that's had some evolution on screen. Being neck and neck with Eleven as the series' key protagonist, with his DM powers locked down tight, Mike is a character who has frequently made calculated moves to keep his friend group and his entire town from succumbing to the forces of evil. And yes, the series creators must have been equally as calculating when they developed Mike, because he sports a calculator wristwatch in all 3 streaming seasons of Stranger Things. As a sort of crown jewel of geek timekeeping in the 1980s, a calculator watch was a great way to make math easy on the go. Although the calculator complication was the highlight of this style, these watches can and could also store phone numbers, act as stopwatches, and of course, tell the time. Though Mike doesn't wear an official Casio in the early seasons, this third Stranger Things endeavor has a more model-specific designation. By Season 3, Mike is wearing a proper Casio CA53W-1. With Stranger Things being so well researched, this is a very smart choice for this era-specific series. In fact, Marty McFly rocked this watch in the original Back to the Future film in 1985, the year in which Season 3 of Stranger Things takes place. Thus, we can all be proud of Mike for this one. He does a great job of reinforcing the 80s adage, "It's hip to be square." Our next highlighted watch is another Casio in Stranger Things. It's Dustin's F91W. For a brief opinion, Dustin is by far one of the most endearing and lovable characters from any film or television series, without question. His unwavering optimism, comedic timing, and charming lisp make him the series' darling boy. In regard to charm and watch world popularity, it might be no surprise to many wristwatch enthusiasts that the Casio F91W made it onto Stranger Things. Still being popular today, Dustin's digital wristwatch can still be purchased for as low as $10 at many retail outlets. With so much affordability and digital function, this watch is a great workhorse, from Demogorgons to dungeon crawls. Sporting split-time stopwatch functions and a fair amount of water resistance, this easy-to-own wristwatch has a timeless charm. Much like Dustin, this watch captures a winning persona that goes beyond the nostalgia of the 1980s, but benefits from it quite well. Moving on to our final highlight for today, we promise that Casio isn't the only wristwatch that's featured in Stranger Things. In fact, Will rocks a NelSonic gaming watch, which was made back in the mid-1980s. Although the Casios were common during this time, the digital watch was being innovated by other companies. This is where Will's NelSonic Qbert watch comes in Season 3. Another testament to the research that goes into the series, Will's watch comes from a company that began making video game watches, as I mentioned, in the mid-80s. Making its Stranger Things debut in Season 3, this NelSonic is not only a down-to-the-year appropriate piece, it also plays perfectly into the geek culture of the era. With video game tech getting down to wrist-size capability, NelSonic's original gaming watches were a way to take an arcade cabinet anywhere. With an understandably worrisome mother and enough trauma to fuel multiple lifetimes of nightmares, Will can definitely use the catharsis of this gaming wrist piece. Featuring a simple interface and arcade legends to boot, these NelSonic watches make for a great distraction from the stranger things in life. Begging many apologies to the cast and wardrobe of Stranger Things, we might try to highlight some more of the wristwatches featured in this franchise later on. Until any future updates from us, keep an eye out for some old school smart tech and gaming watches in the Stranger Things franchise. With so much variety in this affluent decade in terms of personal digital timekeeping, the co-creators of this franchise have plenty of props to work with. And for horological collectors, if you dig any of these classic pieces, all of them are still available today. Casio itself is surely not going anywhere anytime soon, with over 268 billion yen in annual sales, which translates to about $2.5 billion US. NelSonic went under in 1999, but their watches are still sold all over the World Wide Web, if I might date myself a little bit. So before you and your ride or die friends team up to raid dungeons, fight nefarious monsters, or just plain sit down to watch Stranger Things, try boasting some futuristic watch tech from the 1980s. These pieces look extra impressive with a sporty top, a pair of blue jeans, and some playing cards in your bicycle spokes, an aesthetic that will definitely hold even through the stranger things in life. Hello, and thanks for watching our YouTube video today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and you can find similar videos right here. For more new and interesting content from Time Sticking on our channel, please subscribe at the link here. And for more information about wristwatch repair and watch maintenance generally, you can find us at timesticking.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.